Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Over the Hill Acres. It has been a hot one this week. We've had 4 days in the mid-90s at least, and the fifth that's been in the upper 80s. Humidity is through the roof, so yeah, it's definitely lost a few pounds, I do believe. My job requires working for the highway department, so we were in the middle of doing some blacktopping, and that adds a whole nother degree of hot. So definitely glad we got the swimming pool when I get home in the evening. Now this week has been real hectic. It started out with going down to Franklin, PA for our yearly benefit for cancer kids with truck and tractor pull we do. We had an excellent turnout. I have a few videos that I'll post on here throughout, and then we're trying to get things ready for my son's having a graduation, going away to the Army party on the 11th, but there's a lot of prep work. My wife is a heck of a party planner, so she keeps me busy doing that, getting things around the yard ready, making sure the pool's ready, all that kind of stuff. It's supposed to be in the 80s for the party also. Hopefully people will be able to cool down in the pool. Had to do some work with the bees. It was a little too hot for them. I'll have a video of that on here, and not much of a video, but I'll show you what I did. And then I have some stone coming, some riprap that we're going to put around the pool. I'll show you the area down there and why we're doing that. It's been a long week, trust me. I need a down day, but I don't think I'll get one for a day or two here. But in the meantime, I need to get the yard mowed this morning before it gets to be 90 degrees out again. It's already 8 o'clock and 84 degrees out, so the temperature's climbing quick. So I'm going to get going on that, and I will be back in a little bit. So this is the lawnmower pulling part of this in the morning before we do the big trucks. Pulling for a Purpose is an organization that was started by a good friend of mine down in Franklin, PA, a co-worker that had a child accident. He was on the pulling circuit with his own truck. He decided to do a benefit to help her with her medical bills and stuff, and it went over so good that we've been doing this every year for different families. Started out with one family, then 2 families, now it's up to 4 families that we help out each year. So quite the benefit. It takes a lot of work by a lot of people to do this, and they're all volunteers. Nobody gets paid to do this. It's just a good time for everybody. Helps out these families tremendously. So if anybody has a chance, look up Pulling for a Purpose. They have a Facebook page, and I'm not sure if they have a website or not, but if they do, I'll put it in the description below. If anybody gets a chance, come on out and check this out. It is a wonderful thing for This gentleman built this machine for leveling and packing the track. It works so much better than having 2 or 3 tractors out there with back blades and one pulling the packing buggy there. He did a wonderful job at this. We hire him every year to come and do this. It makes things go so much quicker. Guess it's time to add the other box. The temperatures have been so hot out lately, the bees just hang on the front of the hive. They can't get cool enough inside, so I'm going to remove the entrance reducer and I'm going to put another box on to give them a little more space and a little more air moving through there, make them a little more comfortable. You always want to check the underneath of the top and the lid when you take it off. Make sure your queen's not hanging on there, so if you put it down she doesn't get knocked off. So always check quick before you set that down. They don't seem to be filling out the foundations too evenly. It's kind of hit and miss, but they're getting full. I did a little research and found out that good possibility is my foundations weren't waxed good enough. So I put this all back together, and that new box that I put on, I re-waxed them. I got some beeswax from a friend in their hive, melted it down, and spread it all over the foundations with a brush, light coating, and they said that should help that process. I'm really looking forward to this fall when I get a chance to take a couple bee courses at the local bee place over here. I need to take some classes. There's a lot more to this than you realize, and there's a lot I do not know, that's for sure. Here I'm trying to pull out the reducer so the bees can get in there. I was just going to switch it over to the bigger end, but I opted to take it totally out of there and get it out of their way. I've checked in the hive numerous times since. They seem to be doing well. It doesn't look like I'm having any problems with hive robbing or anything. I'll keep my eye out for that. If they do, I'll put the reducer back in, so I'll help them protect the entrance. Another hot day today, going to be towards the 90s, but I come over to check on the bees. They seem to be a lot happier now that I extended it and gave them that other box. Much cooler, they're not hanging off the front end in the bearding. So, good. Yeah, I think I did the right move. So the project I need to do around the pool is, you see where all this grass has been killed? I sprayed that to kill the grass. And the pool is actually dug into this bank here. So we're gonna put landscape fabric along here and put some riprap on it. And then on the bottom, we're gonna put riprap all the way around, or not riprap, we're gonna put landscape fabric around the flat section and put pea gravel on here so no weeds and stuff grow around here anymore. It's a real pain in the butt. Have to weed eat this bank all the time. Plus the weeds get into the wife's flowers up there. So we're gonna make this so it's weed free and we don't have to weed eat around here anymore. It'll look nice. And another thing is, this always collects snakes in here. They like to get underneath the deck and in them weeds and stuff. It used to be wet in here all the time, but when I put the new pool up, we dug a drainage ditch and ran it all the way down there in the field. There's a tile line, so this stays dry in here now, so that really helped the snake issue. But we just want to do something to keep the weeds down so we don't have to weed eat and it looks nice. So that is the project for this next week here. Here's the pile of riprap that I'm going to be putting around those banks. I'm not 100% sure I got enough here, but we'll see. I might need to get another yard. That's 2 yards right there. So we'll see once we get it all in place. I don't have the pea stone yet. I am not the one that's going to be doing this project. We hired a guy to do it. I was just getting the materials in for him because I really don't have the time to do it. With the graduation party and stuff coming up, we wanted it finished by then. I got 2 new garage doors that we got to get installed as soon as they get delivered here, hopefully within the next couple days, so I can get that done before the party. So I got a gentleman that's going to do the stonework around the pool. He's going to bring and supply the pea gravel that goes on the flat section. We are actually watching this in a hayfield just down the road from our house up on the hill. It makes it so much nicer. We don't have to fight all the traffic in town. We can see it all in less than a quarter of a mile from my yard. We can ride our four-wheelers over and sit up there with friends and family and enjoy ourselves and not have all the hassle of trying to get through all the traffic. It makes it really nice. Well, this video has been all over the place. We have been to the truck and tractor pools, worked with the bees a few minutes, checked out the job that we're going to be doing on the swimming pool. Talked a little bit about the graduation party. Seen the fireworks. I'm about beat. It's been a long week. Extremely hot, humid out. It takes a toll on you. I'm a little tired. I think I'm going to take a break this evening and just do nothing. But I just want to thank you all for coming along on our little escapades. It wasn't a very informative video on how-tos and what to do's and what not to do's, but just touching on what happened this week. I hadn't had time to make much of a video. But all you folks, down in the description, I'm going to leave information on Pooling for a Purpose. That's the organization that does the tractor and truck pools for the kids with cancer and their families. I'll leave you information how to get a hold of them and their different sites they're on if you want to check it out more. And if you care to donate, please check them out. It is for a very good purpose. Next year, if you're around the Franklin, PA area on the third weekend in June, we'd love to see you down there. We have a good time, a lot going on. Have one of the bigger Chinese auctions that I've ever been to. Really nice prizes they give away at that. So yeah, if you have a chance to help out in that situation, it'd be greatly appreciated. And so, like I said, I'll leave a little bit of information in the comments on that. And if you need more information that I did not put in there, please get a hold of me through the channel here, and I'd be glad to give you more information and who to get in hold of. So with that being said, I think it's time to relax a little. We got that big graduation party this weekend coming up. The temperatures are supposed to be a little cooler. I got a lot of work to do before that gets here. I'll make a few more videos, I'm sure, in between here and there to show you the progress going on. The next thing I got to do starting tomorrow is get our garage cleaned out, floor pressure washed, all that kind of stuff, because that's where the food will be set up for the party, so we can use the patio and save the space out here. So we'll have all that going on. Garage isn't a real mess. It's just cluttered and disorganized. Over time, you know, that's how things get. So, okay. Thanks again for coming along. I hope to see you soon. God bless.